Right then guys, how's it going and welcome back to Fantasy Football. Obviously the international break is coming to an end and we are getting ready for the start of the Premier League again this Saturday. I have got some big changes to make with my team, but before we talk about that, let's look at the league and see how you guys are doing. We have a new league leader, which is, you hate to see it, FC, 98 points last week, so I'm not surprised he's moved up. Second, Savage Javid. Third, Bristol's FPL Elite Pookie Binders. He has dropped out to third after being top spot the last 2 weeks. And basically, if you can see your name anywhere on that page, you are having a very, very good start. And again, much better than I am. Let's look at our new league leader's team. As I said, 98 points. He played his wild card last week and it obviously worked for him. Adrian and Net with 6. Zinchenko 6, Mings 2. 5 for those guys. 6 for Salah, 13 De Bruyne, 2 for Mount. Haha, Sergio Aguero captain, 32 points. I mean, that is going to help most players get a high score, but obviously Abraham with 13 and a very good shout with Haller getting 8. Especially considering it was the wild card. Even the fact that you went for Haller, Abraham and Aguero captain, you must have been pretty buzzing when those score lines were coming through. So yeah, big up to you, new league leader. And as I say, as always, if you can spot your name on the front page of the league, then well done to you so far. Obviously, we can see a few green and red arrows with people moving up and down last week. And if I keep going down, you can see me there with a very, very sad looking red arrow. I did not do very well. 56 points. What am I? 60 points off top spot? 490th in the league. So yeah, I've got some making up to do. And what I will say as well is big up to these guys, new entries who are entering the league as of this upcoming weekend. So if you haven't joined the league yet and you do want to get involved, the code will have been on the screen throughout this video. Be sure to get involved. And as I've said, those guys are just joining now, so you're not the only person who will just be entering the league at a later date. Alright, but let's talk about my team. So yeah, as I said, 56 points for me. If I go through it, Foster and Net got 5. That was off saves, I think, those points. Defensively, Kelly, Matip and Zinchenko all got clean sheets. So defensively, I'm thinking, actually, I'm doing alright this week. Unfortunately, going forward, it wasn't quite as good. Sterling, captain, nothing. Salah, not captain, gets a goal. Honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to pick it the right way around, unfortunately. Hayden got himself a 6, so I was alright about that. Douglas Luiz, 2. Finally went and put Pookie in, as I mentioned last video, and obviously doesn't get any points, because if you're in my team, you don't get points. That is the rule. Rashford, God. So I said at the start of the video that my team needed some big changes, and I have made some big changes. I have gone ahead and used my wild card. This is not something that I've just done now. I actually decided I would use the international break to use my wild card. And these are some of the changes that I've made. I'm not going to lie, I think 1 or 2 players will change again before Saturday. And it's a bit of a double-edged sword because it's given me time to think and make changes over the international break. The possible downside is I'm expecting players like Abraham, Daniel James to come back and continue how they were playing before the international break, hit the ground running on Saturday and do it again. And that may not happen. So it could even be worth, if your team is doing all right, just give it this weekend and then look at doing the wild card. But as I've said, and as I've already shown you, my team did pants last week, and I needed to do something. So the changes that I've made, Pookie is still in there doing his thing. I've put in Aguero and Abraham for Aubameyang and Rashford. Abraham was scoring the goals last 2 games, Rashford hasn't been looking fantastic. He seemed like a good bet because he's up front for Man U this season along with Martial, but it hasn't really quite worked. And then, don't get me wrong, Aubameyang was scoring goals, but Aguero was scoring a lot more. Obviously, the downside with Aguero is that Jesus is potentially on his way back. Will Aguero still get as much game time? I should hope so. And Aguero is worth $1 million more than Aubameyang. Harry Kane is worth more than Vardy. So, at any time, I could take Aguero out and put Harry Kane in for a game and then swap them back. But if I go Harry Kane or Aubameyang, I need to find the money to get Aguero. So I think it's better off having him in now. Obviously, I've left Sterling and Salah. You have to. I've put in Daniel James. Again, he was looking really good before the international break. Hopefully, he will look good again this weekend. And then defensively, I've left Zinchenko in for Man City. I would say his days are numbered at Man City. He's not going to get kicked out or anything, but first team-wise, but for now, he's still in there, so I'm going to keep him in my team. I've put Alexander-Arnold in instead of Matip because he's got a much more attacking threat. Lundstram for Sheffield United. You've got to keep him in. 4 million, he's been doing great. Rico for Bournemouth doesn't play, so we're going to put Kelly in, even though he's potentially injured. 4 million from Crystal Palace. And I have swapped out Foster for Pope at Burnley because again he has done much better. Watford, you know, they aren't having a good start, and it's probably because I had Watford. Probably because I had Foster in net. Now that I've taken them out, they'll probably do really well. And I know what you guys are thinking moving forward. My forward line midfield looks pretty expensive, and defensively, I mean, I've got a Liverpool defender, I've got a Man City defender. So I think that's pretty strong, other than the fact that Zinchenko will probably get moved to the bench sooner or later, and I am relying quite heavily on Lundstram and Kelly to be my 2 players. But you can't be strong in every single position, and if you are, you probably won't be able to afford the likes of Aguero, Sterling and Salah across one team. So I am putting a lot of eggs in the baskets of those players, but as I've said, I predict they will be the ones to get a lot of points. And again, I still have till Saturday to make a couple of changes. However, is it worth moving Aguero out for? Maybe I could go back to Aubameyang. Maybe I could go for Harry Kane. Tottenham are playing Crystal Palace at home. Harry Kane in there. I can then afford to take out Rico, who doesn't get a game. Maybe put in a defender like Matip. I could put Matip back in and go double up with the Liverpool players. I don't think that's necessarily that bad of a shout, to be fair, considering Matip has been jumping in with the headed goals recently. But, you know, there is a couple of players. I could go Everton. I mean, I've already got a Burnley goalkeeper, so I don't really want to go that way. I mean, Shaw is great in Newcastle for getting the goals, but I wouldn't trust us to get many clean sheets. But you get what I'm saying. There is a couple of tweaks, but, I mean, Rico needs to come out. Definitely. We can actually take out Rico and put in Cathcart from Watford, so even though I don't have Foster anymore, I can guarantee that Watford still won't get any clean sheets by putting him in there. So that's alright. At least he'll get a game compared to Rico, who doesn't, although they are playing Arsenal. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. You know, I've made the choice to go with my wild card. I have got extremely strong in attacking options. I'm pretty happy with the fixtures that the teams have actually got coming up as well, other than Pukki playing Man City at home. However, you know, he did get a goal against Liverpool first game of the season, so who knows? Maybe you can grab a few against Man City as well. But I also think for the fixtures that are coming up, I've made a decent time to put them in. A lot of home fixtures there, other than Man City. Triple Man City there, all away to Norwich. So I'm hoping they get a few goals. But Liverpool at home against Newcastle, Salah and Alexander-Arnold. James at home against Leicester. Abraham away to Wolves. That could be a tricky one. But Lundstram at home at Sheffield, Southampton. So there you go. All right, I'm going to end it there because I am rambling now. Let me know what you think of my team with the wild card. As always, I'm very open to a few ideas from you guys, so do let me know before the weekend, and if I do make any changes, I'll post them on Instagram, so make sure to keep an eye out. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, drop a like and subscribe for more fantasy football. Let me know, are you using your wild card this week, or are you going to give it one more go this weekend. Or maybe your team is doing that well, you don't need to use a wild card. Let me know down below. Alright, thanks for watching. Enjoy the football at the weekend, and I'll catch you later.